Hello, fellow Star citizens and comrades. And today I'm going to show you how to make the best use of your Drake Cutlass Black. The Cutlass Black is a fantastic medium starter ship. For those of you who are just starting out and can't afford a bigger ship yet, this video will show you how to maximize the cargo carrying capacity of the Cutlass if you need it. And we're going to figure out how many SCU containers we can actually fit inside the Cutlass Black that was advertised to hold only 46 SCUs. On the other hand, the Freelancer can hold a total of 66 units. Now let's think about this. As of December 2024, the starter packages for the Cutlass Black and the Freelancer are both set at $125 each. The brochure says the Freelancer can hold 66 units of cargo versus the Cutlass Black can only hold 46, but the Cutlass has more guns, so you would think that, oh, that's a fair trade. Those two ships are pretty comparable. Right? Wrong. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to pack not just 46, but 100 SCUs, and you hear me right, 100 SCU of cargo into a Cutlass Black, more than doubling the advertised 46 SCU capacity. When you're done watching this video, you'll never see the Cutlass the same way ever again. This is Generally, and welcome to my channel. The cargo grids of the Cutlass is set up in such a way that only size 16 boxes or smaller can snap into the grids. Snapping means that the containers are secured by the ship and they will not move at all, which means you will not lose any of your cargo during flight. Almost guaranteed. However, if you're comfortable with the containers floating around inside the cargo hold and not snapped, you can actually fit a size 32 box in the Cutlass. Size 32 will fit, it just won't snap. On the other hand, a size 16 will snap, and there are two spaces for them. Anyway, you can kind of already see where I'm going, right? You don't have to follow the cargo grids. For this demonstration, I pulled up a number of boxes of different sizes. We have size 1, size 2, size 4, and size 8. For this demo, I'll use up to size 8 because that's my favorite size for the Cutlass. Size 16 will also work, but manipulating them inside the hull is a bit difficult because the space is tight. So we'll stay with size 8 for now. First step, open all the cargo doors, and you can do that from the pilot seats. Now, let's get to work. First, load the biggest boxes into the cargo hold. Make sure they're butting up against the front of the cargo hold like this, and not leave any space. A total of 5 size 8 boxes can fit into this cargo hold. 4 of them will snap, and 1 of them will be tucked into the space just behind them. Push it all the way in. Now take 2 size 2 boxes and snap them into the grid right next to the size 8. And when I say snap, snap it to the grid. Don't let it float. Doing so will help stabilize the size 8 box next to it so it won't go anywhere. Next, pick another size 2 box and fit it vertically like this. Next, pick a size 1 box and snap it to the middle like this. A total of 6 size 1 boxes will fit in here. Or you can mix and match size 1 and size 2 boxes, but a total of 6 SCUs should fit in here. And then slide the size 4 box vertically into the space to the right. Get in there. And then jam a size 2 box behind it. If you see a little bit of rattling, that's completely normal. Eventually they will stop rattling. Make sure they don't rattle. If they do, move them in or out a little bit and wait for them to settle. Okay, now moving on to the starboard side of the ship. Very slowly manipulate a size 4 box into this gap between the containers that are already loaded and the door. Tuck it all the way in. And then rotate another size 4 box and fit it into the space right next to it. Now this corner area of the ship is very buggy and can cause trouble. You have to be very careful when jamming anything into this area. If it gets too close to the wall, the container will glitch through the walls of the ship and potentially damage it. As of Alpha 4, this is still happening. If you're lucky, you can get the box back from the outside. If not, you may just lose it forever. So I'm not going to be too aggressive here, and I will just settle with the 2 size 1 boxes here. Oh my god, you see that? As you can see, at 68 SCU so far, we've already surpassed the Freelancer. But you may be like, 68? I thought you said 100. Yes, the trick here is to realize that the doorway leading into the living area behind the cockpit where the bed is actually wide enough for a size 1 box to fit through. And with some patience, you can actually pack 16 more boxes into this area. Surprise! I carry 60 to 70 units all the time, and some of these techniques are going to be very useful in those situations. Maybe you don't need to carry 100 units every time, But some of the techniques that you're going to learn today is going to be very useful for you. And you can do even more if you're being really aggressive. But personally, I like to leave some room so I don't have to worry about getting trapped in here. And there you go, 16. Now we're ready for the closing procedure. Move a size 4 box to the tailgate and leave it there. And on the port side, leave 3 size 4 boxes ready, waiting outside the door. Once that is done, go back to the tailgate, and this time we'll work on the size 4 box that is sitting there waiting for us. Pull it into the hole like a door plug, and I find it easier if you hold it and then walk backward like this. Well, there's no going back now. And just like the starboard side, we'll tuck another size 4 box into this gap here. And then fit another size 4 box in front of it. Make sure they're pushed all the way to the rear, nice and tight. Well, 96. We can't stop here, can we? Go ahead and pull up another size 4 box and very carefully pull it into this gap behind the door. If you're having trouble with this size 4 box like I am, size 2s or size 1s will also work. And it can be done. It just takes a little bit of practice. And voila, 100 SCUs, and you're ready to take off and fly away. Just go to the pilot seat, hit close exterior to close all the doors. Use third-person view to make sure nothing got left behind. Press F4 to get into third-person view. And listen to the ship. Make sure nothing inside is rattling. And there it is. And you can definitely be a little bit more creative and fit a few more boxes in there. Just make sure you follow these very simple rules when you do that. Number 1 is safety, of course. Don't get yourself trapped. Don't get stuck or buried under a lot of boxes, so be careful. Rule number 2, always bring an extra multi-tool with you with tractor beam. In some previous alpha versions, I actually had my multi-tool or the tractor beam attachment disappearing from my inventory during flight. And I was stuck with a full ship with no way out. Remember those boxes that are blocking your doors? Yeah, bring an extra multi-tool. They're cheap. Rule number 3, like I mentioned before, make sure the boxes are not rattling. Rattling sometimes causes the boxes to glitch into the ship's frame and can cause damages or losses. Last but not least, is actually very important. Don't touch or stand near these boxes during flight or quantum travel. I know it's very tempting to check out the cargo while you're in quantum travel because it's boring, I understand that. But by bumping into these loose boxes yourself, you will cause them to rattle, and they will cause other boxes to rattle, and while traveling in a moving ship, they will not settle. And if you're unlucky, they will glitch into the walls or the bottom of your ship, and they will get ejected from the ship and be lost in space forever. Anyway, I hope you find this information useful. I think this pack-rat approach is particularly helpful when you have a long flight. For short distances, maybe the best way is just to split up the cargo and make 2 trips instead, and I don't disagree with that. But for longer trips, like if you want to do commodity trading or something, and you're traveling from a corner of Pyro to another corner in Stanton, this trick will save you a lot of time. Alright, citizens, I hope you had a great time. Subscribe to our channel, post some comment, and most importantly, stay hydrated.